Yeah, excited, nervous, can't sleep at night.
But is the feeling always this? I mean, despite so many years of working and delivering,
Because normally after so many years,
Yeah,
really,
it's been there right through, except for one film,
when?
Thugs of Hindustan.
Where?
Because that time I remember Kiran was asking me कि आप बड़े शांति से सो रहे हो, आपको stress नहीं है? I was not happy with the film. So if I'm not happy, then there is no excitement in me. There is no curiosity in me. I only don't like the film. So I was not nervous or excited. I
At what
was
point do you
sleeping.
realize कि मूवी अच्छी नहीं है?
जब मैं देखता हूँ,
But
first time जब मैं देखता हूँ.
not while doing it.
No. So while doing it, you get a sense sometimes, but it could be quite wrong. The real sense comes when you see it. So when I saw the first cut of Thugs, I didn't like it, but Victor and Adi had both liked it a lot.
So what made you choose Sahara Samay as a comeback film?
Well, I'm not considering it a comeback film, quite honestly.
2-3 years now.
My films come in 3 years only.
Yeah.
My films in any case come once in 3 years. So, I mean, usually a lot of actors have 8 to 10 flops. हम लोग कमबैक नहीं बोलते ना उनके लिए. मेरी एक ही फ्लॉप हुई है, तुम लोग कमबैक बोल रहे हो. I have not gone anywhere.
Aamir, you've taken Sitare Zameen. Why did you choose this as the title of Sitare Zameen? Or did you have some other topic in some other title in mind?
Well, the script was for me something that was an extension of what we were trying to say in Tare.
Okay.
So Tare is about inclusion, and it's about a child who has learning disability. So in this, the challenge is far greater. It is, strong, people with intellectual disabilities who are intellectually quite atypical. Somebody with Down syndrome, autism, in that spectrum. So the challenges are much greater for a person like this compared to dyslexia.
Yeah.
Not just that. In Tare Zameen Par, it is the teacher who helps the child. The neurotypical person helps the neuroatypical person. In this, it's the other way around. The neuroatypical 10 people, they help the coach. So which is why I feel it goes 10 steps ahead in the same theme. So I found that it's, like Tare Zameen Par. So that's why we, called it Sitare Zameen Par, and we realized that it's kind of a spiritual sequel to what Tare is saying. It's taking the same message further.
But was there any other title for it before you all zeroed in on Sitare?
No.
No, it was
Sitare
always
Zameen Par. Yeah, that was
But this is also the film that you thought of after Lal?
After
or
Lal.
was it just the story revealed with you?
No, we had planned it from before only, but we had not started it. And after Lal Singh Chadda, actually, to be quite honest, after Lal Singh Chadda, I was quite depressed. And emotionally, I was quite battered because I had not had an unsuccessful film for very long. So it was quite shocking for me. Because I also had liked the film, so I did not expect that a lot of people won't like it. Let me just add here, because a lot of people really love the film, so I don't want them to feel bad. 25% of the audience has really loved the film. So I'm one of you all. I also love the film. But I have to admit that the larger bulk of people, 75% of the audience did not like the film. It did not connect with them. They didn't like my work. They had issues. And I accept that, I understand that and I respect, because that's the audience's response, we have to accept that. So it was difficult for me to accept. I was very depressed, I was very heartbroken. So that time I told Prasanna कि यार मैं अभी acting अभी इतना जल्दी नहीं कर पाऊँगा. तू एक काम कर, किसी और को ले ले. फिल्म तो अच्छी है, अपन को बनानी है, तो किसी और को ले ले. So we went down that path.
Salman was also...
We offered the film to many people. And everyone liked the script. And then finally, we locked Farhan for it actually. And we locked Shivakarthikeyan for it. We were making one Tamil version and one Hindi version. Because Prasanna is a Tamilian also. So we thought कि चलो 2 version बनाते हैं, Tamil और Hindi. So all that was locked. And then what happened is that as a producer, I have to sit on the script to finalize the final draft. So I had always told Prasanna and Divya, the writer, कि हम लोग एक हफ्ता बैठेंगे once everything is locked. तो एक्टर लॉक हो गए, सब लॉक हो गए. नाउ प्रेप वाज गोइंग टू स्टार्ट. सो बिफोर प्रेप आई सेड एक दिन हम लोग एक हफ्ता बैठते हैं. तो एक हफ्ता स्क्रिप्ट पे बैठे एंड लिटरली इन द फर्स्ट हाफ एन आवर ऑफ द वर्क दैट वी स्टार्टेड ऑन द फर्स्ट डे, as Divya was reading the script and we were stopping and discussing here and there, in the first half an hour only I got the feeling that I was telling myself, tell me again, why are you not doing this film? It's a superb script. So I was like, तो गड़बड़ हो गई यार. और तक थोड़ा टाइम भी पास हो गया था तब तक. लाल सिंह का फ्लॉप से मैं रिकवर हो गया था. I had recovered actually. So then 7 days went by. And on the 7th day at lunchtime around we finished. And then I told Prasanna and Divya that yaar, I have to, tell you that I really love the script. To the extent that almost every day I got this feeling कि काश मैं कर रहा होता. But anyway, now it's too late. We have gone ahead and all that is decided. So, of course, the moment I said that, then all hell broke loose. And they said, "नहीं, आप ही करिए," and all that. Then I said, "अरे यार, we've spoken to Farhan, dates हो गया है, Shiva Karthikeyan. It doesn't look nice. It doesn't reflect well on me. I'm the producer. पहले मैं बोल रहा हूँ फिल्म करो, फिर मैं बोल रहा हूँ मत करो. मुझे करना है. मेरा बैट है, मुझे बैटिंग करनी है. ऐसे बचपना हो जाता है यार. ऐसे मैं ऐसे कैसे करूँगा यार? It doesn't look nice. But Prasanna was the person who convinced me, and he said that, sir, you were my first choice. You were going through a low, so you decided that now for some time you don't want to act. If you want to act again, then in all honesty you should do the film if you have. So I said, but what about Farhan and Shiva Karthikeyan? He said, you talk to them, tell them. So I told them honestly. I told Shiva Karthikeyan and Farhan exactly what journey I had been through. I said, it's happened like that. Now this is what I'm feeling. So they were both very supportive. They said, no, sir, आपका मन आ गया तो आप करो फिर. आपका मन आ गया तो आप करो. So then that's how I did it.
But Aamir,
So,
imagine if, I'm so sorry to cut you, but imagine if you were on the other side.
Which
as
other
an
side?
Actor. Like if you were,
Farhan.
if Farhan or Shiva
Yeah, I would have
Karthikeyan,
been very disappointed.
How would it, and would that have affected in any way the relationship that you had with?
No,
The other guy.
no, not like that. See, at the end of the day, Farhan and I are friends.
Yeah.
And Shiv Karthikeyan and I have met a few times. We are very fond of each other. So they didn't feel bad, and of course I also requested them. I didn't tell them
Say
anything.
something to you after that.
No, they said go for it.
Have they seen the first rushes of?
Have they seen? No, they have not seen
They've
it.
not seen.
No,
So
no.
they'll have to wait till next week.
Yeah, I'm hosting a premiere, so I'll definitely invite them for that.
So you just said that 75% didn't like your previous film. As an actor and a producer, do you think box office is more important than reviews? Which is more important for you? Good reviews or box office?
See, ultimately, it's the box office which gives you a very definite yardstick. उसमें कोई सब्जेक्टिविटी नहीं होती. रिव्यू में सब्जेक्टिविटी हो सकती है. आपको अच्छी लगी, आपको अच्छी नहीं लगी. Box office is unemotional. It tells you how much the collection is. And by and large, I don't say it's always like that, but by and large, the box office yardstick is fairly accurate, unless there is some specific reason why the film perhaps has not done. For example, I believe that Lapaata Ladies would have been huge on the box office had it not released in Netflix in 8 weeks. Because the word of mouth was so strong, it's like a rare film,
They only later released it in India.
So if it was not coming on Netflix, according to me, it would have been a huge business. So there is a particular reason why that has happened. But otherwise, by and large, box office yardstick tells you how much a film is loved. It tells you how much a film is loved.
But do you think in this age where OTT is now almost taking over to a certain extent, because mostly people, if there are too many releases, they're moving for an OTT release. So do you think that is killing the box office at the moment, and there's no parameter to understand is this film actually working, or it's just now all about the money, how much you are earning by selling the film to a OTT channel.
See, the thing is that according to me, as an industry, post the COVID, we reduced the window of films coming on OTT very drastically. And that has affected the theatrical business. I don't know of any business anywhere in the world where the person who's making the product offers you and says, Ki, please buy this product from me. And if you don't, I'll drop it at your house after 8 weeks. हमारा बिजनेस मॉडल इस वक्त एग्जैक्टली ये है, मैं एग्जैजरेट नहीं कर रहा हूँ. मेरी फिल्म प्लीज़ आके देखो, नहीं देखोगे तो मैं 8 हफ्ते बाद आपके घर पे आऊँगा. Without you having to pay anything, I'm going to be at your house. This is our business model. It doesn't make sense to me. So why are the films not doing well in theatres? That is the reason. Right now it has become like a famine and feast situation. Either films are just not doing any business at all, famine, or one or two which people are loving a lot are going through the roof. 500 के ऊपर जा रहा है. So famine and feast. पूरा central chunk जो एक time पे था, वो खत्म हो गया. क्यों? Because now I'm watching on Netflix. Now as an audience I'm watching on Amazon. So as a result of all of this, I realized that going very fast to OTT is not good for theatrical business. So I took that call as a producer for my own film, which is Sahara Samay, but I'm coming only in theatres. I'm not going on any platform.
On YouTube?
No.
As pay-per-view?
No.
No.
I'm only in
So if
theatres.
anyone wants to watch Sahara Samay, but it has to be
Only in
exclusive.
theatres. So there have been fake news, a lot of fake
Yeah.
news go around nowadays. The film is only in theatres, nowhere else.
So you're sticking true to the early 2000s model where it's in theatres.
Only theatres.
And then after months, when it has its television premiere, then you...
1 year later.
Okay, 1 year later.
1 year later.
1 year later,
Yeah.
fine.
There is Lal Singh Chadda also, I think you mentioned.
So I believe in theatres.
Hmm.
I believe in my audience. And that is why I'm coming only in theatres.
With Lal, you
I believe that if you make a good film, then the audience will like to see it in the theatre. So I'm going with that basic belief. My loyalty is with theatres. And my trust is in my audience.
At the time of Lal Singh Chadda, on Netflix, say after 6 months.
Which one?
of release, Lal
During
Singh
Lal
Chadda.
Singh, you
Huh.
had said that.
Yeah.
But it dropped early, and you said that box office के time पे box office से पता चलता है कि लोग कितनी पसंद है. I think when it dropped on Netflix, it really got all the love.
Yes.
So don't you think that also contributes to how much a film which did not get its fair place in theaters would work on OTT? So isn't OTT
No. I don't think that as an audience, my opinion on the film is going to change whether I watch it in a theatre or whether I watch it at home. My opinion of the film will not change. फिल्म मेरे को सडनली थिएटर में अच्छी नहीं लगी थी, यहाँ पे अच्छी लग रही है, ऐसा नहीं होएगा. जिस आदमी को थिएटर में अच्छी नहीं लगने वाली, उसको घर पे भी अच्छी नहीं लगने वाली. उसको फिल्म ही अच्छी नहीं लग रही है, फिर आप उसको कहीं पे भी दिखाओ.
But because it's coming at a lower price and it's coming to our homes, if we did not go,
I can, if a film that you didn't like, you won't even see it free when I show you.
true?
Agree.
But बहुत लोग नहीं जा पाते theatres, so they will probably want to watch
maybe
at
somewhere,
home.
and I also feel, Aamir, maybe as a producer, you can also say this. The price, the ticket price, sometimes really make people resistant to go for a film.
I would not
And I've
say
seen that
the
how
price.
people are like, you know,
Not so much the ticket price, but the cost of eating and enjoying yourself and watching a film in theatre is way
Sure.
more expensive. Than
So they
paying
feel
your
like,
entire subscription for a year.
so they also feel that if we are paying so much, then our experience should be a spectacle. This, which has come out after OTT, and I think after pandemic also, and I feel that's why the middle of the road cinema, which is dying in theatres, the reason is that they feel, oh, we're paying so much for beverages.
You're absolutely right.
And
Your
ticket
observation is
price.
absolutely correct. But the fact is that if we make only action films, I could have done action film. In fact, everyone around me told me, do an action film after Lal Singh. I could have done an action film. I had many offers, but the story really touched my heart. And I'm the kind of creative person that once something goes into my blood, na, I have to do it. I can't not do it. Like that happened in so many times. It happened in Lagan. It was a film which was very scary to produce. I loved the script, but मेरी हिम्मत नहीं हो रही थी क्योंकि इतनी unusual film थी वो टाइम के लिए और इतनी expensive भी थी और वो टाइम पे मैं सोचता था प्रोड्यूस कौन करेगा करेक्टली प्रोड्यूस हमको प्रोड्यूस मतलब जो प्रोडक्शन रिसोर्सेज लगान को जो ज़रूरत है वो कौन प्रोड्यूसर डालेगा डायरेक्टर फ्लॉप डायरेक्टर है आशुतोष गोवारिकर ही वाज नॉट अ सक्सेसफुल डायरेक्टर ही मेड 2 films had not worked so which producer is going to back him by giving him the resources it needs at that time so that's why I was saying no to that film but it had gone into my blood it wasn't coming out so then I told Ashu कि मैं ही प्रोड्यूस करता हूँ that's how I turned producer I was not interested in producing I turned producer by accident because I couldn't find anyone who could produce the way I thought the film should be produced so it was in my blood so it was an impractical decision everyone told me आप क्या कर रहे हो I said नहीं मेरे को यही करना है it happened in Dangal also in Dangal actually all my decisions have been impractical when I was doing Tare Zameen पर also everyone told me don't do क्या कर रहे हो आप ये क्या डॉक्यूमेंट्री बना रहे हो क्या बना रहे हो सोशल फिल्म बना रहे हो मतलब people want entertainment and all so the thing is that when a story hits my heart now it goes into my bloodstream then I as a creative person I can't stop myself it has to come out of me until it comes out of me I can't do anything else so I could have done an action film but just imagine a scenario where only action films are being made for theatres
It's an overload.
I don't feel nice
It's
about
already
that
happening, so
I don't feel nice about that. That's not the reason why I made this. The reason I made this is because I loved it.
Yeah.
I could not help myself but, come out of this film.
Could we say that?
Dangal actually, I was very, I loved the script but I told Nitesh ji, I said, अभी पब्लिक को लग रहा है मैं बड़ा यंग हूँ धूम 3 अभी रिलीज हुई है and everyone thinks I'm 35 which I am not and when I do Dangal they'll come to know अच्छा actually ये जिसकी ये है भाई हमको बुल्लू बना रहा है तो अभी रुको यार एक 5-10 साल के बाद करते हैं तो he agreed he said yeah okay but it was had gone into my blood after 6 months I said forget it I don't care if my career goes for a toss I have to do this now it's in me I can't do anything else
Would you say that you have ADHD or something where if you put your mind to something, it's come to your soul, you don't get peace till you complete it?
Yeah.
Would you say?
Yeah, I think I'm a compulsive person or a person who in my work once I get excited by something I have to do that only however illogical it may be and I've done it so many times now
And all your logical decisions have in fact turned as
they've
a
worked
snap to
so far
whatever
they've
has
worked
frustrated
so
you.
fingers crossed because I like to go with my heart and I feel that I think that's also what the audience wants from me in my case they want me to do what excites me and they want to see that in my audience I think that's what excites them also
Aamir, the thing is that with you, I feel honestly, and we talk to people around us that how you always are able to change the trend. Even when Lal Singh Chadda came, even then everything was about spectacles, big films. But whether it worked or not, that's a different thing. But the fact that it felt like a film which would move us. And even Sahara Samay, which is a very quintessential Hindi film, I feel, in terms of emotions. And I feel like
Correct.
My family is a very huge Aamir Khan fan. And they watch all kinds of films. But what they tell me is the fact that this is going against the tide of action, spectacle. And that's why big stars, also have that responsibility to kind of defy the trend and bring something new. But I'm sure that also involves a lot of risk, box office risk, image risk in terms of that, if these actors are doing so much work, which is popular work, then I am obviously doing something which is against the wave. So how does an artist battle that, especially after coming, after a failure?
correct
How do you battle that?
I don't battle that I give in to my excitement I submit to my passion so I don't fight that
You think that it's that easy when you are a superstar?
No, it's not
There's so
easy,
much-
but I
so
can't do
much
anything else. What to
riding
do?
on
I मेरे से कुछ और होगा नहीं. So this is my. This could be my strength. It could also be my weakness. I don't know.
Your Achilles heel.
It could be. Let's see.
And yeah.
No, I just think but such a genre of cinema, do you think what's the key to get people to theaters? Is it an exciting trailer? Like how do we, because right now when
It's
people
usually
say
the trailer.
कि Maasi, we want to see Maasi, but Sahara Samay par is not the definition of Maasi which has come out in the last 4 years.
It
But
is very massy.
I know, but I'm saying the way trade
Because-
talks about mass films.
No, no.
It doesn't have the
Action नहीं है.
Huh, that
But
sound, that
but
action.
but that none of my films
Exactly.
ever have. I would not say none of my films. 90% of my films are not that. एक आध फिल्म जैसे अभी मैं दंगल धूम 3 was massy. Gajni was massy. These two are massy films. The film I'm doing next year is a very massy film.
With Hirani.
No, with Lokesh.
With Lokesh. Yeah.
That's the second half of next year. So, once in a while I do a Masi film also because I'm also a Masi guy. So I also get excited with different kinds of genres, I'm not fixed into one genre.
What's your favorite genre?
My favorite genre?
Yeah.
I think my favorite genre is drama with humor, which is what Three Idiots is. It's essentially drama.
It's your genre.
Yeah, it's essentially drama. It's like Raju Virani's genre is my genre. We are both similar in that sense that my favorite genre is humor, but I also want to say something important. So it's a drama, but the vehicle is humor. That's one of my favorite genres. I've done a lot of films in that genre.
Are you excited about the Dada Saib Phalke biopic?
Yes, I think Raju and I are very excited about that as well. Yeah.
But it's so interesting that you both announced it.
Exactly.
And then, of course, Rajamouli.
Yeah, I believe there is another version being
Did
made.
you guys speak about it? Were you
No.
aware?
No, I was not aware.
Within 24 hours, both the
Yeah.
announcements were officially made.
Yeah, it's such a coincidence. I had no idea, and I suppose they also didn't know. And since then, I've been so busy in
Sitare.
Sitare that I've not had the opportunity to speak to Raja.
When are you starting that?
We have not decided the date yet, but it'll be hopefully by the end of the year. It'll start by the end of the
Now
year.
talk about piracy for a minute because so many films these days are being leaked.
Yeah.
What's your message?
Well, it's really sad because what happens is if you're watching a film on piracy, then you're affecting there are many things that are happening when you're doing piracy. So a lot of people don't realize, when you ask a person कि आप कभी चोरी वोरी करते हो? नहीं मैं कभी चोरी नहीं करता. आप कभी दुकान में जाके टीवी चोरी करोगे? नहीं मैं कभी टीवी चोरी नहीं करूँगा. तो फिर आप फिल्म पायरेसी क्यों देखते हो? It's the same thing. But somehow people don't feel that. A lot of people, like we spent 3 years making this film. And the emotions and hard work of these 10 sitares is there in the film. Janelia, Prasanna, the writer, each head of department, myself, all of us have worked so hard on the film. So we would like people to watch it, officially and not pirate the film.
Are the makers taking any precautions?
We will be taking the regular precautions of hiring agencies which try and reduce it and stop it. And,
Talking about the sitares, the 10 sitares that you all have cast, how difficult was it to cast them? Because normally when we see that when you all are casting child actors, there are auditions. Out of hundreds of actors, one is chosen. So to cast these 10 individuals, how difficult was it? Like what was the process
Normal.
you went through?
Not difficult at all.
Not difficult at
No.
all. Did you all go to the special schools like Dilkhush or some other?
So that the casting director does.
Okay.
So we hired a casting director, Tess, and Tess. So when you're looking for actors with who have neurodivergence, then obviously you look for actors who in places where you will find them. So she used her contacts to spread the word that we are testing for a film, and then a lot of people came to test. And like we do for any other role, you test all the actors, and whoever the director finds suitable for the part, they take that. So it was a normal
Were you
process.
part of any of the casting
No.
of seeing their things?
No, I was not part of the casting process, but I was part of the final decision making. Prasanna and I went through the, he shared with me his final choices. Yeah.
Did these kids teach you something as a person?
Actually, they taught us a lot. For example, usually on a film set with so many creative people working together, it's not unusual to have ego clashes and creative differences, and sometimes people lose their cool. कभी DOP प्रोडक्शन डिजाइनर से लड़ रहा है, कॉस्ट्यूम डिजाइनर साउंड वाले से लड़ रहा है, साउंड वाला सबसे लड़ रहा है. चलते रहता है. So I've been working for 35 years now, and I've done about 45 films. In my 35 years, I've not had such a smooth sailing ever. No one had any ego hassles. No one raised their voice. No one had to be managed. No egos had to be, feathers had to be, smoothened. And I discussed this with Prasanna at the end of the film. When the shooting was getting over, we were shooting in Baroda, I remember. I said, do you know why this has not happened? First I told him this has not happened. He said, yeah, you're right, it has not happened. I said, do you know why? He said, why? I said, because of these 10. Because they bring a certain energy. If those 10 of them walk into the room, hi. If the 10 of them walk into the room now, अभी ये room का energy change हो जाएगा.
They brighten it up.
अरे, they are so loving, they come and they'll hug you and they like press your cheeks. तो वो जो 10 लोग आ जाते हैं ना, तो फिर माहौल बदल जाता है, आपकी एनर्जी कम चेंज हो जाती है. फिर किसी को गुस्सा आता ही नहीं है. उनके सामने आप आवाज़ जोर से बोलोगे, आपको awkward होएगा कि मैं कुछ गलत कर रहा हूँ. You don't want them to see you in a particular light. I don't know what it is. But their presence just changes the way I behave or the way any of us behaves. That's the impact they have on you. Sorry.
These people were actors.
They're not actors, they're all regular people.
To train them.
Not any different from training a non-actor. I mean, someone who's not acted before. So they went through workshops like all of us do.
How did you zero in on Genelia?
I think it was Prasanna's idea. I can't remember whose idea it was. But all of us liked it and then we went with her, yeah.
Were you ever concerned that she was also cast opposite Imran in Janet?
Yeah. I know. But that is a long time ago and Imran bhi abhi kafi meri age ka ho gaya. So that thought did come to me, but then I realized that, you see, in the film, we are both playing the age group of around early 40s. Both Genelia and I are playing, early 40s, 40, 42. वो age group है हम दोनों का. And there's a reason why, you'll understand why. So she is, she looks beautiful at that, she's around, I think 39, she's around that age. She's around that age. I am 60. So in the film, I do not look 60. In the film, I look 42. Because see, in today's day and age, we have the advantage of VFX. And I can, as an actor, earlier I had to look that. Now, I had to look that through makeup or through other prosthetics and all that. If I'm an 18-year-old and I have to, Anil Kapoor had done Ishwar. He was very young. He was playing an 80-year-old, for Christ's sake. So he was jumping his age as an actor, which is very exciting for an actor to do. And he had the, use prosthetics and makeup to look 80. Today you don't need to do that. Anil can go to shoot as he is, and in VFX we will make him look 80. And if you're 80, then we can make you look 18. So VFX abhi hamare paas aa gaya, so age is no longer a barrier now for actors. So I can, as long as I can play the role creatively, the physicality will not be a barrier. So at the end of the day, for the audience in that story, these characters are supposed to look 40, 45. I should look 40, 45. That's the idea.
Speaking of Imran, has he ever talked to you about why he quit acting? Because
Yeah, I think he did speak to me about it, and I understood what he was also feeling. I think that Imran has a certain creative instinct, and he finds it difficult to fit into the mainstream construct that we have. That's not his space, naturally. So which is why he does really well in a film like Delhi Belly. There he's in his element. He's given a great performance. But the moment you put him into a regular Hindi film, वो fit नहीं होता है. So he said, I'm not comfortable in this space. And usually films are made, you know, of this mainstream nature where, you know, हीरोगिरी करनी मेरे से नहीं होती भाई. मैं I want to play a real person. So which is why even in Jaane To he did really well. In Delhi Belly he did really well. But in the films in the middle and, you know, around that time and after, he was not comfortable, the roles that he was being offered, because everyone was offering him mainstream films. I mean, he's good looking, he's handsome, so they all wanted him in mainstream stuff, but that's not his space.
So he wants to be an actor, not a hero.
So he wants to be an actor, not a star necessarily. And I mean, if he becomes a star by accident, that's a different thing. But he wants to do films that are his sensibility. And he's doing a film now.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
think,
he's doing a film right now.
Aamir, what's your discussion now with Junaid after 2 films, one theatrical, one OTT?
Yeah.
He's now fairly some experience also of exposed to the audience, you
Yes.
know, going and meeting people.
Yes.
How have you seen him now evolve, and what are your discussions with him today like?
Well, I think he's a pretty good actor. I'm really proud about the fact that he's done his job really well in both the films. I saw Maharaj, and when I saw Maharaj, I felt I'm watching Karsan. For me, he was Karsan. That sincerity, that you know, innocence that he brought out in Karsan's role was really beautiful. And then his second film was opposite. He's playing a very harami character. And that's not his personality. But even that he pulled off really well. I believe that this is the guy, you know. And I've seen another work of his which other people haven't. He had tested for Lal Singh Chadda.
Yeah.
Beautiful test. Bang on. He was Lal Singh. So what I understood from watching his work is that he has a very rare quality that a lot of actors who are skilled are not able to have also. And that is that he becomes the character. He makes you believe he's that person. And that goes beyond skill. You know what I'm trying to say? So I think he has that quality, which is a very rare quality. And he's unafraid. He's a little like me in that sense. He's unafraid. He takes his own decisions. He's used none of my help ever. He still doesn't have a car as we speak. Yeah.
But Lapaata not
So,
working also.
so I'm really proud of the way he's conducted himself. I'm really happy with his quality of work. Success has not reached him yet in the way he deserves it. But that's part of life, and that's part of his learning. That in this field you may be doing great work, but it doesn't necessarily mean you'll be successful. So this is his learning period, and I think it's important for him to go through this as well. But I have full confidence in him. I think that he's someone who's a fighter, and he's someone who won't give up. I think one of the things he doesn't know is how to give interviews.
I think practice will make him perfect later.
तो वो इतना सिंसियर है, वो अपनी सिंसियरिटी में गलत चीज़ बोल देता है. मतलब वो बोलता सही चीज़ है, लेकिन सामने वाले को लगता है कि ये क्यों बोल रहा है. Actually, he's being ultra sincere when he's saying that. You know?
But people are not used to
People are not used to this kind of honesty and sincerity. They're not used to it. So they misunderstand his answer only.
Also, there are
So he has to learn.
comparisons with you then, right? People
But that he's
refer to
showing
your
up.
interviews.
But he's showing up well against me, I think. His work, his work stands up to my work. You compare QSQT with his first 2 films. I'm very raw in QSQT.
Speaking of,
He's not done any less than me.
he's doing a
So in fact, I feel that. So he the quality about him is that he's not your regular Hindi film hero. For example, he can't dance to save his life. He's got 2 left feet. Literally, he can't dance to save his life. So I told him also, यार तेरे को dancing नहीं आती, तो मतलब क्या करेगा तू? तो he said, आपको कहाँ आती है? ऐसे ठीक है, correct है, wrong तो बोल नहीं रहा है. So I think there are a lot of similarities between him and me in our energy and in our approach to work and in our, a sharpness towards the work that we are doing He really throws himself into his work. He's someone with very high degree of integrity. So he's got some great qualities. Some things he needs to learn. He needs to learn how to dance. He needs to learn how to give interviews. But acting, में वो अच्छा कर रहा है. And he's done a film for me called Ek Din, which we've produced.
With Sai, right?
With Sai Pallavi, which is a love story, in which again he's done all three films totally different. You know, one is a love story, which is like a very innocent love story that we're doing. With this time it's called Ek Din. So yeah, I think I'm really happy with the way he's conducting himself. Success is not in our hands. It'll come when the time is right.
Are you planning a film with Mansoor? With Mansoor?
Mansoor has decided not to do any films in life.
But he told me that he's adapting his book.
Well, I'm hoping he does.
Yeah.
All of us are hoping that he finally makes a film.
With you.
With me, yeah. I mean, I hope he's making it with me, not with someone else. But
He said that
until he actually does it, I won't believe him.
Yeah. He said I'll only do it when Aamir is free. So I thought that's a very far-fetched.
He's putting the blame on me.
That he needs to completely focus on my film.
Aamir, is PK2 also something?
No,
which
no,
is-
it's a rumor.
It's a rumor.
It's
No
why-
such thing.
Why it's a rumor? Is there a possibility in the future that PK2 might be there?
No, neither Raju and I have ever discussed PK2.
Okay.
Never.
Because PK West ended on an
Yeah.
open note,
I know it
so
did, but we even that time we were just doing it as a masti. We had never had any
just
plans for.
keeping the thing open in case you all.
Kabhi kuch hua, to it was also a nice ending, you know. But that was. There's no plans to do PK2. No.
I mean, just one thing, when you're talking about interviews, you would also have always been so elusive, right? Like you would come sometimes just before the film and do a few interviews. Otherwise, you would just keep to yourself. But in the last 1 or 2 years, we've seen you sometimes being packed, sometimes also on podcasts. And it feels like, you are there engaging with media, whether it's mainstream media or otherwise. Now this shift also, has this just organically happened, or do you feel like...
No, I've always done this.
Hmm.
I've always done this.
Or like, do
For
you feel the
me,
need to connect with the younger audience?
no, not the younger audience, the whole audience, the entire audience, old and young both. I have always believed in that. I have, whenever I've made a film, if you see QSQT, you might see a video of me trying to put stickers on autos and
Yes.
taxis and all that.
Yeah.
That's real.
Yeah.
So in my first film also, when the film got over and the work got over, there was nothing for me to do. Now we were just waiting for the release. And I'm not someone who can sit doing nothing. कुछ तो करो यार. तो I knew कि हमने stickers बनाए थे, तो मैं बोला एक sticker लेके जाते हैं कहीं, we'll put it outside colleges, we'll stick it, on autos and taxis. Something, उसके 2 लोग ज़्यादा आ जाएंगे उससे. कुछ तो करेंगे अपन. So that's always my attitude. I believe that marketing a film and storytelling is not two different things. It's very strongly interconnected. If I ask you to tell me some interesting incident of your life, and there's a party going on, and you want people to hear your story, what will you do? You will ask for people's attention. You will say, "Arey, music kam karo, band karo. Meri baat suno, tum log idhar aao." These 3 sentences that you've made in that room is what is marketing. Before telling your story, you would like people's attention to be on you. That is marketing. Now, can you ever imagine yourself telling a story in an empty room?
People question.
Who are you telling the story to? So when you're about to tell a story, quite naturally, you will want people's attention on you before you tell the story. That's marketing. And I do it every time because I care. I care for my work, I care for my audience, and I want to reach out to them when I have something to show them. So I've always done that. It's not the first time.
But it looks like you're more seen in public than earlier.
No.
Maybe you're papped more, perhaps.
I mean, being papped is not in my hands. When the paps
But do you enjoy
see me
it?
somewhere.
Do you enjoy it? Do you feel like when they come out, you are just out there with Junaid or maybe with your younger son, and they just want to click you?
Yeah.
This sort of thing obviously was not there earlier.
No, it
in the
wasn't.
2000s. So this sort of attention that is on celebrities today, do you have you made your peace with it?
I've made my peace with it, and I understand that
Does it get too much at times, or does it feel like invasive?
occasionally, but I also understand that the paps also have to earn a living. They also have, a family to look after. So if clicking a photo of mine helps them, I'd like to help them.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you.
All the best for Satara's.
Thank you. Thank you so much. I hope you like the film. And please.